Hi everyone, it's your boy Ricky here with Romero Cards for Honeybee Stamps. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm going to be making a card using some products from their latest release, and before we get down to the desk to show you what we're going to be using, I just have a few things to ask of you. First, subscribe to the Honeybee Stamps channel because there are a bunch of artists on this channel that love to bring you content and we love for you to see it. So if you subscribe, then you'll be able to see it when they come out. Also click that bell because then you're immediately notified new videos coming out, and sometimes we do lives. Third, leave some comments down in the comments area to talk about the card or the products that are being used and all that great stuff. And then last, share the video. If you know someone that may like this video, then go ahead and send that out to them. That might bring them over to Honeybee Stamps, might bring them into card making and all that great stuff. So let's get down to the desk and take a look at the items we're going to be using today. All right, so we're going to be using some black cardstock, some gold foil, white, a cream colored cardstock, and some more white cardstock. We are going to be using the stamp set by your side, which coordinates really well with the die set of Lovely Layer Lovebirds. So we're going to be using that today. We're going to be using this embossing folder, which I have the name covered, so I can't really see what it is. One second. This is called the Eyelet Lace, and it does have a coordinating die that goes with it. So you'll want to pick that up if you're going to pick up this embossing folder because you could really use it. We're going to be using the Lovely Layers Birdcage again in this video. And I think we're going to be using the Layering Frames Lace Heart. I'm going to work on this. I'm not for sure what we're going to use from it yet, but we will we'll experiment. We're going to be using some of the pattern paper from this release along with some of the embellishments. And then we're going to use some Oxide inks and things like that to do some ink blending. So let me go ahead and clear off the desk and we'll get started with the first step. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and cut out all the pieces to the bird. Everything is going to go on white, but the middle of the eye is going to go on this black. So we'll go ahead and run that through the die cutting machine. I'll just show you how this works really quick. Okay. There we go. I just put a piece of paper here for a shim because there is texture on the birds and I want to make sure that comes through. So I just added a paper shim to kind of press that down more into the paper. And oh, whew. You guys, I almost lost this little die here. Whew. I was nervous. Okay. So we got everything cut out here. I'm going to go ahead and remove this, get this all set up so that we can start some ink blending. I'm going to cut out the eyes and then I'll be right back so we can go ahead and start that process. Okay, so what we're going to do next is do the ink blending of the birds. There is a guide here to show you how to ink blend these. We're just going to ink blend them the way they are on the guide, but you can pretty much do these in any colors that you want. Just to make it easy, we're just going to kind of go with the flow here and go how it's done here. One thing you do want to make sure is you don't lose the little black eyes. So I have them over to the left here so we don't lose them. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to go with antique linen here. And there's just going to be a few things. We're just going to go on here and tap this here because these colors need to be kind of like a beige color. And then we'll go in and just kind of do the head here with that. And we're also going to do, these two pieces are kind of going to match. Actually, probably along the bottom here, it doesn't need to be blended, but we'll do it because it's just kind of, you know, might as well since we're here and it won't hurt anything. I'm just going to do a little bit of yellow along the side here. And then we're also going to do the same thing over here. Put a little bit of yellow on this side. And then yellow here, or antique linen, I'm sorry. And then we're going to tap, tap, tap these guys. All right. So we have that done. Let's go ahead and wipe off our brush here. Now we're going to come in with a little bit of squeezed lemonade, and we're just going to add a little bit more brighter yellow along the bottom here. There we go. We're going to leave this alone because this is going to be red here. So we'll come in here and add a little bit more yellow here and a little bit more here. There we go. Now we're going to come in with Rustic Wilderness. And there we go. Ooh, that's looking pretty, you guys. And we'll do the same thing here. And the same thing here. This guy's coming up because I have not cleaned my stamp set for a while. So it's looking really good. Then we're going to come in with Candied Apple and just do the top of the heads here. It might be a little too red. That's all right. It's not bad. And it looks like that I've overtaken some of the yellow, so then I'm just going to come back and we'll do that. Well, there might be enough yellow on here to... There we go. We're just kind of making it a little bit more orangish yellow along the bottom, the sides of the heads here. And then for the wings, we are going to use pine needles. And it's just a darker green. Oops, I got a little bit of green on the foot. That's okay, we can get that covered up. Let's move this guy. And then we're going to cover that up with more of the antique linen. Nope, fixed. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get this off of the mat, and then we'll come back and we'll start putting these guys together. Okay, so it's time to put the birds together, and what I'm going to do is just put one together on the video, and then the other one I'll do off camera. But I did go ahead and put the eyes onto the head because those are super little pieces. I did not want to lose them, and it was going to take me forever probably to do that on video. So that's why I went ahead and did that. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and start putting the birds together, and it's super easy. We have the guide that shows us how to do it. So we'll just put this one together over here. So we're just going to add some glue. And you really don't even need the guide because it's like putting a puzzle together when you're putting the lovely layers together, because they've already put like everything in like a little groove for you for everything. So it's pretty easy. Now, a couple things I want to do is I like to add a little dimension between my layers on some of these. So I'm just going to do that now for this one. And then we'll put this here for the head. And I'm just using some super thin foam tape that is from Honeybee Stamps. I love this stuff because it doesn't add a lot of dimension. And like on these ones, you don't want a lot of dimension because you don't want it to look kind of crazy. But you know, it helps, and it gives the bird a little dimension also, just to, you know, as I like to call it, it just gives it a little touch of fancy, you know. We love a touch of fancy. All right, so I'm going to pull this down here. My head might get in the way. I want to make sure that he gets placed correctly. looks good. And then we are going to glue his wing right there, because that's where everything matches. Oops. There we go. And then we'll take the foam piece off of the head. That here. And then his beak. And then his little feet. Don't think there's a mark for that. I might wait for the feet until we put them on the card, because I want to see exactly where they're going to be on the card. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and put this one together, and then I'll be right back for the next step of the card. Okay, so up next we are going to do some die cutting from the gold cardstock and this cream colored. I'm going to do the hoop that the birds are going to be on in this gold. And then for the cream, I'm going to be using this embossing folder. And we're just going to cut it about right there is good. We'll emboss it through there, which will give this, actually, I need to make sure this is straight. Okay, so I'm going to run this through the die cutting machine along with the hoop, and then I'll use this die to cut out the bottom, and then I'll be right back to show you guys what that looks like. Okay, so as you can see, I went ahead and ran this through the die cutting machine and also did, cut it with the die at the bottom. So there's some detail on there. It looks really nice. And then I did cut out the hoop here as well. Now, what I decided to do was I told you guys that I wasn't for sure if I would be using this set, but I have decided to do that because what I'm going to do is from this paper pad, Vintage Love, I'm going to be using this print here, which also, if you wanted to use, you could also make this pattern because there is the red rubber stamp that actually came out with this pattern as well. So you could actually make this if you wanted. But I'm going to do the easy route. So what I think I want to do is I'm going to place this here and then place this over this. So just a little bit of this pattern is under here, but I want to use some of this here, and I'm going to cut out this bigger heart with that. So I'm just going to place this in an area that's going to be covered by this. And I kind of feel like maybe here would be good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this through the die cutting machine. It will be covered up by what's over this, so no one's ever going to see that something was cut out of this. So I'm going to go do that really quick and I'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and cut this out and it's like in the perfect spot, so I love that. So I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and get this glued down here. And we're going to use a glue bottle here. Where's my honey? Here we go. This bottle's getting low on glue, you guys, so I may have to open up a new one soon, but I'm just gonna put some glue all along the back of this and go ahead and place it onto the card base. Make sure that it's nice and even. We do have an edge here, but I'll trim that off later. And then what I want to do is I'm going to put this on top of that, but I am going to put foam tape on the back of that. So let's go ahead and get that out. I've moved to a bigger roll of tape, you guys. I ran out of my other stuff, so we started a brand new roll. It won't last long though. So we're just going to put this my head's going to show here for a second. I just want to make sure that I get this nice and lined up. Okay, there we go. Perfect. The heart's going to go here. You could almost get away without having the feet on, but so maybe like right here. Yeah, I think that's good. This bottle's too empty. Let's use this guy. So we're going to put one here. All right, so we have the feet on. This looks good. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put some foam tape on the back of the birds really quick and go ahead and get these glued down, and then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, now we're going to do the sentiment. So let me go ahead and prep the cardstock. We want to make sure that we'll just use this side. It looks like it's already been done once, but we're going to use some anti-static powder so that the embossing powder does not stick. And I think I'm going to go with black on white. And we're going to be using the sentiment that says "To the Lovebirds." So I'm going to go ahead, get this stamped out. Covered in embossing powder. That looks perfect. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and heat emboss this. I'm going to cut it out using the coordinating die, and then we'll be back to finish the card. Okay, so we're on the home stretch here. I went ahead and cut out the sentiment, and there we have it there. We do have some of the super thin strips here. I'm going to use that on the sentiment, and I've just cut it real skinny strip of it so that we can place it along the back. And then we'll go ahead. I think I'm going to put it along the line here. I think, or maybe on the line. I think I'm going to put it on the line. So we'll go ahead and place that down. Don't want to press too hard because I want to pull it up to make sure it's even. That looks perfect. There we go. And then let's see if we can work in some of these pearls here. Let's see. Thinking we could probably put some around the sentiment here. Don't want to press down yet because I don't know. How I want to go with it so far. Actually, I think that looks great. So we got 3 down. There we go. So you guys, this is the completed card. Here we go. Let me hold this up so you guys can see it. That is so adorable. I freaking love it. I think it's because I love all the natural looks here, or the neutral colors, with this pop of color for these lovebirds. They are so freaking adorable. I love them. Let me go ahead and show you guys at the forward facing camera. So cute. It's a little washed out because of the lights, but maybe hold it back. Nope, doesn't really work. But super adorable. I love this card. It is so freaking cute. It would be great for a wedding card, actually. So I want to thank you guys for watching this video. I truly appreciate it. Honeybee Stamps does as well. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel, click that notification bell so that you know a new video has come out. Leave some comments down below and share this video out with people that you may think would like it. Also, make sure you click the links down in the description to find all the products that I used. And until next time, you guys have a great day and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.